The Fed beatings will continue until morale improves. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate Daily. I'm Ryan Lineker with the House Heroes. Our goal here is to go over everything in the news as it pertains to real estate and mortgage. So thank you for joining us. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on so you get notified when we upload new videos. Let's jump right into it though. Today we got the news we were waiting for, and the September job numbers are out. This is one of the biggest things that we're monitoring because the Fed has said that they're gonna keep raising the short-term interest rates until they see the job market shrink. And a lot of the economists out there are saying that that equates to about a 1.3 million losses in jobs, right? So 1.3 million job losses out there. Today, the non-farm payrolls report rolled in, and there were some great numbers. If you're a worker, we had 5% year over year basis gain in wages, which was a little bit lower than August, which was 5.2, but there were a 263,000 gain in non-farm payroll jobs added. Now the market had expected 275,000, so it was slightly shorter, but it was still a very good number. So with the mix of actual wage and worker pay being up, along with it still an actual gain in workers, it looks like we're going to be getting the beat down again by the Fed and seeing rates go up. So the unemployment rate also lowered, as a part of these numbers actually increasing. And that is now leading to an 82% chance of a 75 basis point or 75, percentage point, 0.75 percentage point gain in short-term interest rates again this November. So it's going to be most likely middle of November. And then they're talking about a half point increase in December and then maybe a quarter point. But who knows? That's pretty far out there. It's all really seems to be focused on these job numbers for now. So what does that mean? Well, it means that the more pain that they put to the economy, especially in jobs, it's going to push us deeper into the recession. So obviously we've had 2 quarters of negative GDP growth, and as part of that, the Fed and more so the federal government has actually said that they don't consider it a recession yet because these jobs are so robust. As we've seen the open jobs shrink and actual job creation is still going up. So we're kind of seeing it go like this right now. It looks like it's going to push us closer and closer to this recession. A lot of economists have flagged it. And what that means to you is rates are going up on the short term, but there might be an opportunity down the road when we hit a recession for rates to come back down, and it might be a very good time to refinance. So you got to remember, when we hit recessions, the Fed normally will lower interest rates to spur on the economy. And that is a fantastic time to go and do your refinance. So I know we've talked a lot about, hey, marry the house and date the rate. Find that good home that you like and can make those payments on, and bet on the fact that there's going to be a good chance in the near future to be doing a refinance. So that's talking about going in there and buying down the interest rate now. So use some of those seller funds, ask for a seller credit and closing costs, or towards a rate buy down, or do a 2-1 buy down. That's where instead of taking the 6.75% rate, you actually get a 4.75 rate, 4.75% for that first year, then a 5.75% for that second year, and then it'll go back up to the 6.75, because a lot of economists, again, have said that there might be a good chance in the next 12 to 24 months to refinance. Fannie Mae is actually on record with saying that they expect rates to hit 4.5 at some point next year. So I don't have my crystal ball here. I'm not forecasting the future, but just know that if you follow a lot of the good economists out there, they're saying that there's a very good chance of this recession being real, and the Fed will then have to react, and it's most likely going to be a great time for homeowners that want to refinance. So on top of that, because of this negative news coming in and the Fed rate rate hikes that have been pretty consistent and rates going up, you know, home buyers just keep seeing the headlines and they're getting a lot more timid. So this article here is talking about home buyers are rejecting more offers than ever for tiny issues. What's a seller to do? Well, the sellers do quite a few things. You got to understand that buyers are a lot more finicky. So, you know, you're getting the home ready for showing, you're doing your open houses, all those, you know, private showings, you know, outside of the open house hours. You got to make sure that your home looks great at all times. You know, get the dishes washed and put in the dishwasher, you know, clean up everything, make it look sparkling, clean those windows. You have to go above and beyond where you did this time last year, right? And sell all of the way through the close. Once you're in escrow, your hard work doesn't stop there, right? You need to make sure you've got good curb appeal, mowing the lawn, all of that stuff. Don't have your trash cans out, because those buyers are going to be driving by, checking out the neighborhood. When they start to get a little, like, you know, anxious in their stomach, they're going to drive by that house and check it out. So you want to make sure your house looks great at all times, especially when you do the inspection. Again, you got to be selling it again through the inspection, through the appraisal, through, you know, final walkthrough. You want to make sure that you remind this buyer that they want this house, that it's a beauty, and they stick through it. On top of that, it might be a good time as a seller to do a pre-inspection. Get the inspection up front. That way, if there's some little things that are health and safety that are cheap, you can do some of those repairs. So when the buyer does their inspection, they won't get freaked out. Sometimes it really is that one little piece, that straw that breaks the camel's back. So make sure you are selling through the close. And if you're looking for more tips like this, feel free to comment on here. We can get you our home seller's guide. And to round it off, what are mortgages? Like I talked about with that 6.75% number earlier, it looks like the 30-year conforming is averaging in at 6.75 today, or really this is yesterday's numbers because it's always running a 24-hour cycle behind, which is up from the day previous when Roxy had us at 6.6 and change. So rates are definitely fluid. If you're out there, you want to make sure you're actually not just talking to some Joe Schmo at the loan company. You want to make sure you've got a real good debt coach. Your loan officer understands rates and is paying attention to the markets, because it sometimes might make more sense to lock the second you get into escrow, lock your loan rate, or it might make sense to float it. But you want to make sure you're with somebody very experienced and that knows and is watching the markets so that you have the best game plan possible. Thanks for joining us. Again, if you like this, please hit the subscribe button below and turn your notifications on so you get notified when we go live. Take care.